We're going to UK Games Expo, and there is no doubt that we'll be adding to our collection whilst we're there.
But what exactly will we be spending our pennies on? Welcome to Boxed Meeples. I'm Julian and this is Libby, and yes, we are going to UK Games Expo this year. You might have already seen, we have each done a list of 10 games that we are excited at checking out when we are there.
Yes.
Many of those we're probably going to buy, let's face it.
Well, if they're available too. There's some of them that are demos and things, but it's a high chance that many of those will make their way back here with us. We're not kidding anyone.
No, there's going to be a haul at some point. But what is on our shopping list? Which games haven't we mentioned so far that we are specifically going to look for when we're out there?
Yes. So the first one on the list for me is a game from Saashi. It's a game we've played a few times now.
I can guess what it is.
Absolutely loved. And let's be honest, I'm going to give you the title of this game. It's Bus and Stop, but we're going to be at Saashi, and there's some other games that we don't own. So who knows how many from their stand will come back with us. I know there's one about banqueting that is coming.
Escaping from jail. There's one about that.
Yes, exactly. But Bus and Stop we absolutely adore, and it needs to join our collection, if only for the additional opportunity to say the word skedaddle as much as possible.
Yes, not enough games that have skedaddling in them.
But it's a really cute card game. It's quite easy to travel with. You're trying to collect different people to go on the bus and then get them off of the bus with the correct number. So if it's tennis players, you need to have them in pairs, all of that kind of stuff, in order to score the most amount of points from the different awards. So really fun, really silly, and you get to say skedaddle.
Yeah, it's entirely Sean from Allies of Enemies' fault. This is. He picked up at Essen, fell in love with it, and now every time we meet up with him, we end up playing this. We need our own copy.
We do need our own copy.
First up on my shopping list is actually Micro Macro Kids, and we first saw this at Hachette's Game Day, which you went to in Manchester.
Yes.
You might have seen I've been talked about the Micro Macro games in the past. I've really enjoyed those, and I've played them with my daughters, but some of the cases, they're not really appropriate for a younger crowd, which is, I think, why this version exists.
Yeah,
all of the crimes in here are more family focused. They're more appropriate.
Yeah, there's some more like cute animals and stuff.
Yeah, it's just a bit family friendly, and there's some quality of life improvements.
Yeah, that spiral bound book element that they've done is really good, and it seems like it'd be quite sturdy. So
yeah, it gets rid of those annoying cards that you have, and you can kind of track now easier with those kind of transparent markers.
Oh, like the coin discs.
Yeah, where other crimes have taken place. So just things like that make it easier to play. And can't get enough of Micro Macro. So some more cases to solve. Perfect.
Yes, that'd be really fun. So whilst we're at Hachette, we might as well stay there. Now, there are a few things that Hachette have kindly sent to us recently. So, for example, Cyclades, along with the minis, you'll be seeing more from us there. So won't be picking those up then because they've kindly already got them here. But what we don't already have is the Faraway expansion. No. And now Faraway is a game we adore. We play it on BGA, we play it in real life all of the time. Again, a really great small box, one of our kind of go-to favourite small box games. So we missed out at Essen picking up the expansion that was few and far between.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot to grab. So.
But now it's kind of officially out and being distributed in the UK. So hopefully we'll be able to pick up a copy of that whilst we are at UKGE.
Yeah, there's a lot on the Hachette stand. Some of the, I don't know which are to be just played or which are available to buy, but there's certainly a lot of things that are kind of on my radar, and if they're there and I'm showed them, I might well buy.
Yeah, I do know one game that we are obsessed by, Strange World in the Clouds. I think that is coming slightly later in the year, but if there is a demo copy there, I very much...
Any copy of that we can get, we're getting it.
Yeah, but if you get a chance to demo it whilst you're there, I don't think it'll be available to purchase. Otherwise, it will definitely be on this list because it's fantastic. But if you get a chance to play it, then do that, and then you can put it on your wish list for when it comes out, probably September, maybe closer to Essen time.
one of the highlights I had when I went to Essen was playing Undaunted 2200 Callisto. Now, there is a kind of spin-off set in the same universe by the same designers, so David Thompson and Trevor Benjamin, that takes the elements of the Undaunted series and turns them into a 2-player card battling game. So it's kind of got the playing for initiative options, and you're taking damage by discarding cards from your hands. It's all those bits you recognise from Undaunted in a more portable, 2-player focused game. So kind of echoes of Radlands about it, but very different style of gameplay.
Yeah, it seems like you can sort of upgrade your troops in a similar manner and stuff, but it'll be interesting to see how that plays, like just cards on a table without having that sort of movement and all of that comes in the sort of big box option. But the artwork looks incredible.
It does. And I really like that universe. I prefer the kind of space science fiction-y universe than I do the World War II one. At times you feel a bit awkward playing as the Nazis. It's not always great. But this, I enjoy the storytelling in this. So seeing that in the new form, yes please, I'm excited by that.
Yeah. Next up from me is one that I have been loving playing on BGA and would love to get a copy of, but I feel like I want the deluxe version. It's River Valley Glassworks. I mean, it's such an easy, like, weeknight game.
Yes. Yeah.
You've got these lovely shapes and colours of pebbles that are in the different sections along the river, and then you're adding them in. And how you take the different colours and how you put them into your board really makes a difference in terms of scoring. Sometimes you can really rush the game by managing to take areas that have got a lot of stones in them, and then you can sort of take people by surprise because all of a sudden someone's reached that maximum number of stones and we're scoring. Whether you like it or not, we're scoring. And whether you get those rare colours in earlier and then more of the sort of more frequent colours a bit later in the game.
Yeah, it's the best way to score.
Some of that strategy is really interesting, whilst also being like a really quick, easy, simple kind of welcoming game for a lot of people, but it does have that real messing about with your opponents, taking the stuff you knew that they wanted and things like that about it as well. But whilst in sort of friendly play.
It's very cute. It's one of those games where it looks very simple and there's not a lot to it, but the more we've played that, the more we've realised, there's some bite to this.
And I've seen some retail versions around that I could have sort of bitten the bullet and buy, but
not deluxe though, is it?
It's not deluxe, is it? Yeah, and I probably am still kicking myself for not picking that up when we were in Manchester. Bring and buy, but maybe I'll find one at UKGE.
Might be the bring and buy there.
Yeah, exactly.
A while back, there was a video where I said the phrase, I like cheese, an awful lot, probably 4 or 5 times in that. And that's because Fromage was coming out and I was really looking forward to it. And we haven't got it yet.
We have played it. We did. Our friends at Get Into Games taught us the game at Aircon.
And Craig loves it. He really does get on. But there's been expansion as well, so you can change. It's quite segmented. So you can just take bits out and add in new bits, which adds a lot more variety to the game. And when we played it, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, who doesn't want a wine and cheese night and play Fromage, right?
Yeah.
So it needs to come to the collections.
Clearly it does. But there's clever mechanisms in this. It's kind of worker placement, which is a genre I really like, with twists about, where it's rotating and if they face you, you get things back. So there's just lots of nice bits about it, and it's cheese themed.
Yeah, that timing of how much you're going to age your cheese is just so interesting in this game. Yeah.
So Fromage will be in my shopping list and my belly.
Next up for me is one that I probably should have added to a pledge. We pledged for Speakeasy from the Lazada Games, and that will be kind of coming at some point. And what I should have done is added Kanban EV to that pledge, and then I know everything will be fine. But I have had a search for Kanban recently. Can't seem to find it anywhere, but I'm wondering if someone might have it in stock for the expo, or perhaps there might be one in the bring and buy, but it's kind of the next one from the Lazada Games they want to add to our collection. We do have On Mars here as well, which is great game that we played recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is really high on my my wish list.
The problem is you just accept that they're expensive.
Yeah.
So when you do add on to say Speakeasy, that's another £100 appearing on there. And it's like, oh gosh, now this bill's gone up. So I do get why you didn't.
Yeah.
Yes, you probably
should have done that then. But yeah, we've all got a budget to work with.
Throughout the expo, you'll be able to find me at the Ryder Games stand. So there's a good chance I'm going to get first dibs on Bad Times at Buddyland, which is the next kind of release for Final Girl. The release is going to be slightly different for season 4, not just big all at once. They're going to be more released as the year goes on. So I'm quite intrigued by this one. Obviously, this is set on a series of video games and inspired by those animatronic Bears Go Bad type films. And that's something that is interesting for me. But what I'm more excited about is the location in this one. It's set in an 80s arcade, which I like taking locations in Final Girl, because obviously the whole series could be mixed and matched. You could take the killers from one and put it into another one. So yeah, an 80s arcade, I can imagine, would be lots of fun if it was filled with zombies. And I like just taking the zombies and stick them in any way I can, because I do like that kind of vignette.
I can't imagine you, once you've got an 80s arcade location, playing with any other location at all. It just seems so up your street that you'll just always play with the arcades.
So yeah, I've been, hopefully, I know it's going to be in limited numbers when I'm there. They've released it already and it's sold out immediately. So yeah, if I can get my hands on that, then it will be. And while I'm at Ryder Games, if there's any, I don't think there can be much left that I haven't got for Detective or for Hostage Negotiator. Of course, I shall be getting that, particularly if I can get the career mode alternative endings, because I want to play that again. It's probably one of the best experiences I've ever had playing a solo game. So a new ending for that would be a treat.
Great. A game we absolutely love and didn't back because a friend who lives locally was getting it and we knew that we would always play together. He moved away. How rude. So we have never actually got our own copy of Septima. And it's one that I definitely want to add to the collection. It was in my top 50, I think, this year. One that I really enjoy. I really love all those upgraded luxury pieces and everything that they've done for that. I mean, Mindclash games tend to be right up my street. Recently backed the Trickerion, and that's a game that we love, that we have in the collection. So sort of round that up and increase the amount of Mindclash. We'll be heading towards Revenant anyway. If you've seen my list, you'll see that one was on there. So if they have Septima there, I would definitely like to add it to the collection.
I'm not shocked by this because you picked up an expansion for it, or like a promo for it when we were at Essen. So I knew at some point you were going to
add it in, because obviously we now can't play it with our friend anymore. So I've been looking to add it to our collection for a while, but haven't seen it stock at the right time. So, I then decided I need the deluxe and not the standard. I do these things.
So you need the right game at the right place at the right time, and it'll be in our collection.
In the right edition, yes.
We all have games, much like you just talked about Septima, where we're saying, why is that not in our collection? Why don't I own that? I should have got it when I had the chance. Now, Metal Gear Solid is a series of video games I absolutely love. And I knew there's a board game coming of it, and then it hit the problems, where suddenly it wasn't coming anymore. And then it was coming, and I was a bit cautious. So I was like, is this going to come? Because of Kickstarter and, GameFound and any crowdfunding thing, there's always an element.
A risk.
Yeah. So I thought, well, is this going to come? Maybe it'll come. I don't know. And if it does, it'll be in the shops. It's not in the shops, is it? I've been wanting to get it and I can't find it anywhere to buy. I've given up on getting the Integral Edition with the Metal Gear Rex in it. I just want any edition of it now. You might have seen in the previous video, I even made jokes about how the fact I didn't have a game that I would absolutely love. So I'm going to be looking in those shops. I don't think
bring them by. You never know.
There's a chance to bring them by. I know CMON themselves aren't going to be at UK Games Expo, so if I can see it secondhand, or if I can see it in the shops selling things, I shall be buying it. Be one of those ones where I can do that walk run thing.
Yeah.
You know, we're trying not to look like you're running to grab something, like when I got Stardew Valley. And I was like, no, I don't just yeah, I'll be doing that as soon as Friday starts, trying to find a copy of it before anyone else gets a chance to.
So now you're probably thinking, oh, that was the 10 games, so this must be the end. But it's not the end.
No.
It's not the end.
Sneaky extra stuff.
We've got some more. So obviously somewhere like UK Games Expo, you're going to see a lot of the smaller indie publishers, and they're really good to go and check out and look at what interesting games people are coming up with. Don't just
look at the big titles and the names, because we've found so many gems just kind of walking around, unexpected things that we go, oh, we've really enjoyed that. Let's take it home. So some of the UK indies just are producing some amazing stuff at the moment, and we've got a few to pick up.
We do. So these aren't ones that are sort of playtesting or crowdfunding, and there's many of those. These are just ones that we know that we're going to be able to pick up the game from this year. So one of those is Sakana Stack, which we did do a video of a playthrough if you ever saw it. Amazing small card game, absolutely loved it.
Worked really well at 2 players as well.
Yes.
That's just how we played it, and I really enjoyed it for that reason. So another 2-player card game.
We've taken it out quite a few days, so it'd be nice to see that kind of finished, full polished version. Pandora Celeste, we've talked about on the channel quite a lot. That has, I think the boats have just come in, so the copies are just here in time to deliver, and they'll be looking at another expansion already.
Yeah, the new reveals for that, I think, can be shown there.
Yes, but we'll be able to see the finished actual product there, so that's exciting.
And I think, fingers crossed, Isla is a game we've talked about quite a lot. It's kind of a roll and draw dice card board game fusion of 2 roll and writes and board games. We really enjoyed it, and be keen to get our hands on the final version of that, so when we're going away we can take it with us to beautiful tropical islands.
Exactly. And there are many more, but they're just ones that we know that
there's a high chance to be able to pick them up when we're there.
Yes, exactly. So there's some more games for you to consider at UK Games Expo. If you haven't seen our other 2 videos, we had 10 games each that we were interested in checking out at the show, so do go back and have a little watch of those.
Yeah, so we've talked about 34 games in total now, I think, but that's just the tip of the iceberg of all the games you're going to see at UK Games Expo this year. And yes, make sure you are subscribed to our channel, because we'll be doing content when we're there. It may not be as much as previous years, because we do have additional obligations this year, but we're still going to be trying to churn those videos out as soon as we can while we're at the expo, ideally. So if you are subscribed, ring the notification bell, because we might have a new Games Expo video up while we're there.
Exactly that. Yeah, exciting. And do leave us comments what you're excited to see in there, and of course ring that bell so you see our videos come up.
And if you see us at UK Games Expo, please come and say hello. It's always lovely to meet you all. So not just comments. I want to see faces of the people who regularly comment. Yeah, that'd be lovely. Yeah, come say hi at the Paverson stand. Yeah, or Van Ryder if I'm there on Sunday morning. Yeah, I'll be moving around. But as always, thanks so much for watching. Bye.